Let's talk about Ohio State. The first half of that game showed a lot of preparation and grit from Penn State. The defense contained OSU's talented receivers for the most part, and the 2 touchdown drives, those were well planned and executed. The run game felt unique and was successful. Grunkmeyer was able to distribute just enough to crank out first downs. That defensive stop near the goal line, that was a nice play by DeLuca. That was huge to force the field goal. And then obviously the forced fumble by Dennis Sutton, picked up by Chaz Coleman, that completely flipped the script of the first half. However, the issue here was, I think that first half went about as good as you could have hoped for if you were a Penn State fan, and they were still down by 3 points. Very similar to that LSU game the other day where it's like everything goes perfectly in the first half and you're still losing. The Buckeyes' talent just really took over in that second half. And then I think that correlated with just not all 11 guys on the field giving 100% effort. And Amari Campbell summed that up perfectly in his post-game interview after the Ohio State game. Was just a lot of times we got 10 guys out there that are giving 100% effort and where they're supposed to be and making the right plays. The problem is that in football, if you got 10 elite players, you're not going to win. It's that simple. And there has been very few times throughout this season, especially after the Oregon loss, that Penn State has had all 11 guys out there on the field in sync, giving 100% effort. That's the issue right now, is they are not playing complete team football. And you can see when you play a team that is playing complete team football like Ohio State, where guys are being unselfish, they are willing to block, they are willing to be double-teamed, they are willing to give other guys opportunities. You can see how that plays out in terms of the results. Yeah, Ohio State's offense, they got vertical. They punished Penn State for trying to double J.J. Smith. Julian Sayin, he faced some pressure on occasion, but now that's 2 games in a row that Penn State hasn't recorded a sack. Sayin, he delivered a Heisman performance. He raised his completion rating above 80% for the season. He threw for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns. Some of his deep balls were simply perfect, and he's playing quarterback better than anyone in America right now. It's incredible what happens when you pair a bunch of 5-star wide receivers with a 5-star quarterback. However, the ground game is really where Ohio State put the game away, with Bo Jackson rushing for 8.1 yards per carry and James Peoples adding a couple of nice runs as well. Penn State, they used a nice dose of Katron Allen, but he wasn't effective in the second half. Kotelinski's play calling became as vanilla as creamery ice cream. I don't understand it at this point. It's almost like he's trying to go away from what he thought was working. Whatever worked in the first half, he didn't go back to it. Whether it was the 7-0 line formations, whether it was the vertical over the middle passing to Kobe Howard, which that's been frustrating. It was nice to see Nick Singleton make some nice plays, but the fact that Singleton was Penn State's leading receiver with 28 yards is a big problem. Yeah, it sucks that Drew Aller's hurt, and yeah, it would be a different game if he was in there, but it's tough seeing guys like Kobe Howard not get more opportunities, and it's tough to see Grunk so limited. Let him loose. Let the boys go play football. If he throws an interception, then you weren't going to win anyways. But I thought the team showed no interest in winning this game with how they played in the second half, just with the effort level. Just with the complete team mentality, it just wasn't there. And that's the kind of stuff that I thought Terry Smith was going to be able to remedy with the rejuvenation of this team after Franklin was fired. That hasn't happened so far. The things that he's said is awesome, but the execution hasn't been there. He's saying that the team's going to start playing like a team, but they haven't done it yet. Now you're playing, in my opinion, the best team in the country next week. You're going to have to play like a team to beat the most team-oriented team in the country in Indiana.